You wouldn't think someone 61 years old can create that much fucking hype and attention, but he does. He's gold at it for sure. But I think as for me dad, a 60-odd-year-old wanting to fight Carl Froch, and Carl Froch trying to boost his name off an old man's name. Do you think I'm going to let my dad fight Carl Froch?
Well, misfits. If you really want to fight, if I really have to do it, I'll hit you with a couple of body shots, a couple of jabs, and I'll help you up when I've dropped you, and it'll be embarrassing the same way you're embarrassing. So if you've not seen the video, that's basically what I said. So he's addressed that and said he's not going to give anybody a payday who he doesn't like. It feels like he's the big star and the big draw, like anybody gives a shit at him. You know what I mean? He's just a big fat man.
Sounds like I'll fight him right here in front of me, but then he says I want $2.5 million to box him. How does that make any sense? John's like, if Carl's right here in front of me, I'll fight him. But I'm not going to box him unless it's $2.5 million. Huh? I don't understand that. And also, you had the opportunity.
Tyson Fury.
To be fair, listen, I leave everybody to their own business and I don't get involved, and I just got to focus on my own fight. And I wish them both luck, both good lads, and may the best.
Tyson Fury is a big bully, and big bullies need putting into place. And if I'm the man that has to do it, I will do it. I don't want to beat an old man up. I don't want to start on a 60-year-old man. But when I look back, when I beat George Groves up in front of 80,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, rendering him unconscious, he was 11 years younger than me. I'm only 10 years younger than Big John Fury. I know he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit older. I don't want to give him any stick, but he looks. He's 10 years older than me, 60-year-old man. I'm pressing on for 50.
But if Carl did do it, I think Carl would smash him. But I just don't think he will do it, because he's got that memory, he's got that something about him, that he's at an age where he's still physically fit enough and strong enough if he commits himself to the prep.
I love that John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Froch, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2.
And then there's Froch, who's been paid to fight. He's used to getting money for knocking guys out. I'm sure if they put enough knocks in front of Carl Froch, in front of Carl Froch, then he might rise to it. But he ain't going to rise to it if there's no money on the table, if there's no end goal. If you want to punch up, you can go out in the street and have that any day.
He's a genuine, like, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right? And he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, like, about, like, you know, what fighter you've met is, like, the toughest fighter. And he said to me, like, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is called
Darren Till adds a case.
Said then, that to everyone. I'm here to do what I'm here to do. And I couldn't give a fuck if I bumped into John Fury and the family in the street now, because it's on them what they want to do. They're more asked about me than I'm asked about them, so if they want it, I'll have it with every fucking single one of them in the street, and I'll get me.
Tyson Fury just threw his own father under the bus, and the reason is absolutely wild. He openly admitted that Carl Froch would beat John Fury in a real fight because his dad is too old and aged out of competition. This isn't just family drama anymore.
Trying to pick on the old man, and the old man will go to town. But there's enough young men what will sort him out for them. You want some smoke?
The boxing world is losing its mind over this. Tyson basically said Froch's power and ring IQ would destroy his own father. That's not loyalty. That's a son publicly writing off his dad's fighting ability. And John Fury heard every word.
I feel like I might be the chosen one. I feel like it might be my job to finally shut this big gobshite up. All he does is run around, running his mouth, beating his chest, the ultimate man and all that bollocks. So John, for one final time, listen to me so it goes into that thick skull. I accept your challenge, but know one thing. When that first bell goes, I'm going to come over to your corner and absolutely stick it on you, Cobra style, and set about you and make a mess of you. You know why? Because you're a bully and you need putting in your place. You're a bully and you're making a mockery of this.
But here's where it gets insane. Tyson tried to backtrack by saying he's staying out of it while still standing by his original comments. You can't have it both ways. He already picked Froch to demolish his father. The damage is done.
Called me a fake and a fraud, fake hard man. I will show him how much of a fake hard man I am. He's the one that's shying away from the...
Carl Froch fired back with pure venom. He's not just confident he'd win. He's visualizing landing clean shots and humiliating John Fury in front of everyone. This went from trash talk to personal warfare in seconds. Frock sees blood in the water.
Envious, disliked Brendan because they couldn't actually figure out what he was doing, even though he got the right results. He did everything wrong but got everything right. So when it came to birthdays, no, it was just,
Now listen to this part. Johnny Nelson just backed Frock as the clear favorite, saying he still has the sharpness and power to overwhelm John completely. But he questioned if Frock would actually go through with it. That's when things got really wild.
And I'm very proud of what we've achieved, the team have achieved, and we're here to stay with another massive TV deal.
Who would you say is like the closest person to you that when you originally signed with DAZN was like, no, you've fucked up there, basically?
John Fury exploded with a massive money demand. £2.5 million or no fight. His tone was pure aggression, claiming he doesn't need training camps and could step in tomorrow. The confidence is through the roof, but so is the desperation to get paid.
Froch on fighting because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did a job. John did a job and got the excitement going, got people talking. That's exactly what.
Here's the kicker, though. Duke McKenzie revealed that Frock isn't the type to fight for ego alone. He only moves when serious money is involved. This paints Frock as calculated while John is running on pure emotion and pride. Completely different mindsets.
Very, very, very passionate around his sons when they're fighting, and it gets something out of him. I spoke to him, right, literally face to face, and I said, well, what is upset? He said, I don't want people calling me out because I'll take any man.
But wait, it gets worse. Eddie Hearn reportedly said Frock is the kind of fighter you'd want beside you in a real street fight. That's not just boxing skill, that's genuine danger. Meanwhile, Roman Fury jumped in defending his family and claiming he'd beat Frock himself.
Cobra, mate.
Really?
The Cobra's dangerous. He's still in shape, 48 years of age.
John standing over there behind you.
You got to go with John Fury. Yeah, no, it kicked off a little bit. But it wasn't only Cole Froch that he went into either, did he? He actually went into Lennox Lewis as well. He started steaming into Lennox Lewis a little bit, and I go, whoa, who wins that one?
The situation spiraled completely out of control when Joe Egan started firing direct shots at John, challenging him to step into a proper ring. Multiple fighters are now getting involved, turning this into a full-scale war where everyone's reputation is on the line.
I watched Carl Froch getting knocked down by George Groves. He was gone. Carl Froch has an incredible will to win. The fights that he's had with the great champions, and he's come out of the sport intact. For John Fury to be calling out Carl Froch on his opinion, because Carl Froch is entitled to give his opinion in boxing. If you can't have freedom of speech, what was the point of these men and women dying in the world wars, giving their lives in vain?
What do you think would actually happen if John Fury and Carl Froch, as he is,
Carl Froch could stand there and say to John, I'll give you 2 free shots, John. Hit me with your right hand.
And get this, Eddie Hearn dropped the most brutal assessment yet. He said if John ever confronted Frock face-to-face, Frock would knock him out immediately. That's not trash talk. That's a prediction based on pure fighting ability versus noise.
Downhill a little bit, and that was half of the inspiration for him, half of the motivation for him to come back. And he's right in some senses, because boxing has missed Tyson Fury. The press conference he just done up there, he was asked one question by Josh Stengel. He talked for the best part of 30 minutes. He talks about his life, where he's been since the training.
Spencer Oliver called it a toss-up on paper, but still leaned toward Frock due to his elite experience and Cobra mentality. Even the experts who give John a chance admit Frock's world-class pedigree should dominate street-level aggression and talk. Duke McKenzie revealed Frock's biggest weakness, though. He's still dangerous and explosive early, but his stamina drops off during sustained pressure. This means timing could be everything if this fight actually happens. Early knockout or John might have a chance. So there you have it. A son betrayed his father publicly, multiple fighters are now involved, and millions of pounds are being thrown around. This isn't just about one potential fight. This is about respect, family loyalty, and who really controls their own narrative in boxing. Here's my question, drop it in the comments. Do you think Tyson was right to pick against his own dad, and would Frock actually take this fight for the money? If this breakdown helped you see what's really happening, smash that like button and subscribe, because this drama is far from over.